Hello, Goddess, and welcome to this week's Super Signs Sunday. Oh, my name is Rochelle Richard, and here at Empowerment Experiences, well, we're looking for and finding our power all along that which is our healing twin flames, self-love empowerment journey. And that's so important to recognize, is that a twin flame journey is a self-love empowerment journey. And what I've definitely come to know, and it's so true, that if you do not love yourself, if you are not respecting yourself and honoring your boundaries and honoring yourself, then guess what? Your twin flame will not do that for you. Not at all. In fact, he will destroy you. He will throw you off course. And this is where I really strongly feel that the false twin flame concept comes from, is that your twin flame can often be misperceived as a karmic, because that's what a karmic is. A karmic ravages your life like a freaking cyclone, right? But the connection that you have with your twin flame is something all its own, and how it could ever be misinterpreted to be something as a false twin flame or a karmic or anything of the sort. It simply means that I feel that you are actually focusing too much outside of yourself. And that's creating chaos and confusion, a disconnect within your own self, a lack of trust in your own self, in your own knowing, a lack of trust in the connection. And that will most certainly push your counterpart away as well. It will create chaos within the connection because you are bringing that chaos into the connection. And I know this through my own firsthand experience in my connection. And this is why, when you really can hear that part of you, that soul part of you that says you need to pull back, you need to go within, you need to distance yourself from your counterpart, because he is showing you all the ways that you are not loving yourself, you are not respecting yourself, that you're not honoring yourself. You've got to come back to you, boo. You've got to get that shit under control. I didn't see that message coming, but I know I needed to hear it. How about you? Please comment. Comment. Ooh, mercy. Comment below and let me know if there are any topics, anything along your twin flame self-love empowerment journey, whether it's twin flame focused self-love empowerment, because again, I am a self-love empowerment coach who is a twin flame goddess on that healing twin flames journey along with you. I'm grateful to be in that space, having already had that foundation of self-love empowerment that really supports in getting in that flow, being able to recognize when you're not in flow. So do things feel like they're just kind of stuck and stagnant in your journey, in your life, not just in your connection, but in your life in general? It's because you're the catalyst, goddess. You're the one that has got to allow yourself to heal. And that means to allow yourself to feel. In my free Goddess Tribe on Telegram, we talk a lot about these things, wherein we're able to see the permeating theme within the collective among ourselves. And of course, it's goddesses supporting goddesses in that group. I will definitely put the link down below. Again, it is on Telegram. It It is a free group. It is the Rise and Thrive Tribe. Like I said, goddesses supporting goddesses. Because it's time that you really start to be gentle with yourself. I know it can be so easy to beat yourself up, goddess. But it's time that you listen. I just heard that word in my head. One of the goddesses asked me, do I hear spirit during my sessions? Well, of course I do. The majority of what comes through me when I deliver these messages to you, they are words that are coming through me, not from me. I don't think about what is said. I speak what comes through. It's time to stop beating yourself up. It's time to allow yourself to be where you are, to allow yourself to feel what you're feeling and look at it. Look at what it is you're feeling. Because the only way to feel is, or the only way to heal is to feel. It's time to stop suppressing and repressing those emotions and those hurt things that you've been allowing to perpetuate in your own life. And if you're not on a twin flame journey, yet are on your own self-love empowerment journey, dear goddess, certain interactions with people are very much going to mirror to you how you are treating yourself. Right? Whereas the twin flame mirror, it's literally like a mirror, fully and completely. But the outside world very much mirrors you. Whereas when you are among sisters and such, they're going to help you to see what you're not yet seeing of yourself. How amazing you are, how beautiful you are, how wonderful you are, how strong you are. My pretty kitty girl is talking about her baby out there in her little lovey-dovey space. So you might hear her in the background. That's why. She's telling mommy about her baby going on out there. But allow yourself to recognize that if someone in your life is disrespecting you, be in that space to be kind enough with yourself, to be gentle enough with yourself, and actually allow yourself to see, am I actually just allowing this person to disrespect me because I am actually disrespecting myself? Right? This morning, because I record this on a Saturday afternoon to publish on Saturday evening for Super Signs Sunday. This morning I was working through some things, and all of a sudden a wave of exhaustion just came over, and all I could do was just lay down and go to sleep. And when I awakened, there was revealed to me the Schumann resonance, and it was in a whiteout space, which amplifies our energies in the space that if you're tired, if you're not letting yourself rest very much, if you're not really truly connecting with yourself, you're going to feel that drain. You're going to feel more tired. You're going to feel headaches and migraines, and you may have funny eating habits. There's a lot going on right now, goddess. And so you are being asked to ground yourself. The Schumann resonance is the Earth's heartbeat. And she beats for all of us. She beats for all of this nature. Everything is connected. That's why I love my whole green theme that I have now in this amazing room. It's time for you to really be grounding yourself. And this has been a major theme lately as well. As we go and continue through this ascension process, it's literally, grounding yourself as you're being uplifted, right? So that you don't end up floating away and being so scattered and chaotic. And again, that's the thing, is if you are finding yourself in a state of chaos in your experience, in your connection, it's because you're disconnected. You're disconnected from yourself. And one of the greatest ways, the most powerful ways to do that is to ground yourself. Because through that grounding, it brings you back into the present moment. It pulls you back into your body so you're not so caught up in your head overthinking things. And I'm here to tell you, sister, I've definitely been overthinking things. In fact, for a moment there was a part of me that was like, oh, we're just going to stop this video and start all over. Because admittedly, my little pretty girl kind of threw me for a loop, and that old me would have been like, shh, be quiet. You're in mama's video, making a ruckus. And even just sharing that right there makes me go, ah, oh, cringe. But it's okay. It's about being gentle with yourself and recognizing that while you are a starseed, a soul being, having a human experience, you are still human in this realm. You are incarnated as a human being, and that's the key word there, is being. And that's why you are really being asked to be, including one of the things being that helps you ground is to dance, to move. Kick off your shoes and do that. Just move. You don't even have to have music on. Just allow that energy to be shifted within you, to be released. The things that are heavy and weighing you down, and all of those things that you've been overthinking in your mind that you just wish were different. You may have heard me mention before, dear goddess, that it's very challenging in my twin flame journey because we can't be together physically. My visitor visa to India is suspended, and yeah, my mean girl wants to really kind of have a heyday with that one and go, see, you're not supported. And but that's an outright lie. My soul knows the truth. I'm very supported. We're all so very supported here. So when you find yourself in that heavy space, that's energy, that's dense energy, low vibrational energy that's weighing you down, and you have all the power within you. You are the catalyst that is to shift that. And it's that simple. Are you going to allow? Remember, that's how flow comes to be. You've got to allow it. Otherwise, you're blocking yourself from that flow space. So it's really important that you recognize you are that catalyst. Yes, hold that space for yourself as you are purging and processing through your traumas and your triggers, your doubts, your chaos. But in that chaos, in that space, is when you are very much being asked to love yourself, because this is what is happening here. This isn't just this life that you are healing, goddess. It's your past lives too. It's generational curses, ancestral wounds. I love this little quote, you are the one your family has been waiting for. And that's why it's so important to recognize that you are the catalyst. We can certainly choose to stay in that lower vibrational space and not heal ourselves, to choose to not meditate, to not journal, to not do that shadow work on ourselves. And believe me, I admit there are some things that I have been, nope, not gonna do it. But who do we hurt? Ourselves. We continue to stay in that space of suffering because pain is a guarantee. In this realm, in this earth school, pain is a given. Suffering is what's optional. Now we can choose to get all upset, because my mean girl likes to when I'm in that space, right? When I'm processing through a wound or a trauma or a trigger, my mean girl likes to be, so stuck and holding on to the idea that if if God really cared, because I was raised in a religion where God was vengeful and wrathful and was going to send you to hell if you were bad. I was not taught that God was love. So that's why you so often hear me use terms like universe or source. And then there's even such terms as great spirit or great mystery, whatever term you decide to use. I like the word source simply because in my mind, I've programmed my mind to recognize that source means source of love, right? So imagine generations being taught that that which source is, that which created you because of love and from love and for love. There is no vengeance, there is no wrath. No, that is the ego. That is the evil. Love is of the highest vibration. There is no fear or guilt or shame or blame or anger. None of those lower vibrational things are in love. Love is literally a completely unique frequency unto itself. It is not comprised of these lower vibrations. So anything that cuts you off from that source of love, anything that is cutting you off from that flow, that source flow, that divine love, that's not truth. It's not your soul. That's not that which God actually is, but so many of us were taught isn't. I mean, they would say God was love, but in the next breath, again, threaten me with hell. Something interesting that I learned that was brought to my attention, something that I have definitely felt for so long in my life is that this is hell. Well, we have to realize that just as there are different dimensions, right? We are ascending currently from 3D to 5D. There are also, of course, different layers of hell and different layers of heaven. And it makes perfect sense to me anyway, that in this realm of duality, holy moly, it is the uppermost layer of hell and the lowermost layer of heaven. And that is why we have this duality here, the polarity that happens in this realm. Is because we incarnate here with free will choice, right? We get to choose. Are we going to take that path or this path? Are we going to choose the self-loathing and the unworthiness path? Or are we going to awaken and remember who and what we truly are, that we are of love and from love and for love, and go upward rather than downward? That is what this is. That is what that ascension is all about, is releasing the heaviness, the density of that which we can perceive hell to be. But what greater realm to hone our energies and to be given the gift of truly growing through free will choice than in the realm where you literally have heaven and hell. I have said, because of what has been so much of my experience in my life, that you could not convince me that there was something worse than where we are now, because of some of my experiences that I have had in my life. But I have also come to know such beautiful heavenly things that it didn't quite make sense, right? But now when you allow yourself to recognize that this is the realm about coming into balance within yourself. It is the realm of harnessing the energies within yourself and recognizing that I do get to choose. I have free will choice. And I can choose to view my experience as horrifying, as disempowering, as hopeless. I did a post on Instagram today at Healing Twin Flames wherein it was completely divinely guided, and it was that space of, wow. Right now it can, my counterpart and I, we have kind of pushed each other away right now because of this feeling of hopelessness, and we're not going to end up together because according to reality right now, we're not. But this space where we are is temporary, and this space where we are is what I like to refer to as the liminal period between the 3D and the 5D. It's that 4D, that cocoon space. And in this space is where you harness your greatest power, where the magic really truly does happen, is in this space. Because here in this space is where you are literally reclaiming your power by choice, by free will choice, and saying, you know what, I'm going to do my affirmations. I'm going to do my meditation. I'm going to do my journaling. I'm going to do my tapping. I'm going to do all the shit that I know is going to help me shift. Because it's all about shifting the shit. It's all about practicing that pivot and breaking free of the bondage of suffering that is that hell experience. Because suffering is hell, isn't it? Where you're continually in that perpetuating space of pain. You've already had the experience, but you're still living in it. Rather than looking at the experience and saying, hey, you know what? I choose. I choose. And Goddess, I'm going to tell you right now, this is where this gentleness card is really going to come in for you. Do not expect yourself to do this shit overnight. That is a sabotage. That is the ego going, I'm going to do this because, I've done that a few too many times myself. I'm like, tomorrow I'm going to do this whole checklist of everything for my morning routine and overwhelm yourself so it feels like a burden to you. And then you end up just continuing to stay in that self-sabotaging, perpetuating suffering space. Now, bit by bit, Goddess. This is why, again, oh wow, those just jumped onto the floor. This is why, for me, it's like, okay, I'm gonna because I love baked goods. I do. I love to bake and I love to eat baked goods, very much so. And then it's getting back into actually working out like I had been. And because this last year was wild, again, having a roommate and totally dishonoring myself and what I needed. It's very easy to beat yourself up when you can reflect and go, ooh, I did not listen to myself. And then I continued to stay in that space of not putting my needs first. Especially for someone who has been in this realm a decade and a half longer than you, you're not responsible for someone else's journey, especially when they have not taken full responsibility for their own journey. For their own journey. So, dear Goddess, it is time to call back your power. It is time to recognize that, yeah, you might be in the uppermost layer of hell, but guess what, sister? Remember, you are also in the lowermost layer of heaven. And you have a team watching over you. You have, I'm getting all choked up right now. You have, I'm hearing the Abraham line, the winds of source are at your back. You are so protected. You are so loved. And guess what? The more you tune into that, the more it amplifies, the stronger it becomes. That is your connection. That is the love. The more you allow yourself to be loved by that which is source or God or the universe, the more you allow yourself to align with that flow, the more it flows in. And for my twin flame sisters, goddess, it has to begin with you. This is why, again, this twin flame journey is a self-love empowerment journey, because it has to begin with you. You've got to be in alignment with receiving love. Otherwise, how in the fuck can your counterpart come home to you if you are not coming home to yourself in the name of love? How? He can't. Because you're blocking him. And this is again where we come back to this gentleness card. Don't beat yourself up about that. That just perpetuates the same fucking cycle. It's what I used to talk about the white rabbit and the black rabbit. All right. And the white rabbit, by that I mean, we tend to have a pretty generic, plain Jane white rabbit. They're in abundance. I consider those to be the lessons. And you will be continually, constantly presented with lessons, aka challenges, opportunities for growth. Yet what do we end up doing? We end up getting caught up by the long-haired, and I have a moment here where I kind of feel like I have to say this, which is so weird. The black rabbit, it's by no means okay. Let's just not even consider what some, I'm sure, may think I'm referencing. I'm literally just using this as an example, like the yin and yang, okay? And the black representing the shadow aspect of yourself, right? That's what I mean. The lessons are the light, right? That's why they're light. And then, but the black rabbit, right? Oh, the wolf in sheep's clothing, right? It's got it's one of those really cute little rabbits, right? And there's just the one that we all have, the one shadow that we all have. But it's got the long hair, and he's the one that you want to go, oh, you're so cute. Next thing you know, you're being sucked down into his freaking rabbit hole, into an abyss where he's beating you up for the choices you've made, the words you've said, the things you've thought, how you treated yourself, what you did then, what you did yesterday. That's the one that keeps you in the suffering. The one that beats you up for saying, you screwed up. You missed that lesson. You missed that opportunity. Now it's just all over. It's the end of the world as we know it. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not. That's the one you really got to watch for, right? This is why the gentleness card, because you get to choose whether or not you're going to allow yourself to be dragged down into that abyss of self-loathing, of unworthiness, of continuing to stay in those lower vibrational states of being, of anger, blame, shame, guilt, fear, vengeance, self-loathing, unworthiness, hopelessness. Or are you going to say, it's all right. I'll catch it next time because I'm that much wiser. I'm that much more aware of what to look for when this lesson presents itself next time, rather than falling victim to the shadow. I mean, I know very well what that's like, goddess. Very well. That said, here we go. Trust your path. Trust that everything you are going through, you are growing through. Believe. I just heard that word, believe. Believe in what you desire. Believe in what you know. Believe in what you are envisioning in yourself. Believe what messages come through for you and how they come to you. Trust your path. If you know that you're being supported, what are you doing? Instead of pushing it out to the future, let's ask it right now. So now you know you're being supported. What are you going to do? Now that you know right here that you are protected and you are fully supported in your journey, what are you going to do now? What are you going to do? Because guess what, dear goddess? As you pivot, as you release and free yourself from this suffering, you do raise your vibration. And that, as I've already said, love is a high vibrational frequency. And twin flames, We are here for that high vibrational frequency. This is what 3D to 5D is all about, is about raising the vibration of the entire planet. You are here to uplift humanity. You are an oracle. You do know all the answers that you seek. You simply have to allow yourself, allow your soul to speak. Allow the universe to speak. All right? You've got to be the one. Back to the flow. Back to the flow. To bring your life into balance, recognize that even though right now things feel like they're icky, ooey gooey, flustering and frustrating, and you don't quite feel like yourself. In fact, one of our favorite words in my goddess tribe is wonky. You feel all sorts of wonky. Well, just take a step back and breathe. Take that break. Allow yourself that time, that moment. Really look at what is going on in your life, and is something so serious in this moment that you need to be sending yourself into a tizzy about? I started to personally catch myself waking up at 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning with anxiety. And I have not been in that state for I don't even remember when. Almost a decade ago, I had anxiety so severe that I could not leave my house. Okay. I was misdiagnosed bipolar, pumped full of drugs, turned into a zombie. And that's what's challenging about the mental health system, is they know nothing about empaths. They do not recognize highly sensitive people. They do not understand the concept of energies and how, our environments can infect us so much, affect us, and yes, infect us, especially when we are in toxic environments, because we've never been taught tools to purge those energies, to protect ourselves, to shield ourselves, any of those things. And especially twin flames, that's definitely something I have come to know for certain, is that twin flames are very much empaths. We have to be. We have to really truly be able to feel the pain of this world, and thus in turn to feel the love in order to heal this world. Sympathy is surface. Empathy, and in particular being a full empath, is such an empowerment tool. So it is time. Stag Spirit. Ooh, look at that, my new cards here. I love these. This is very much asking you to be stepping into your leadership role. Very much. And in fact, what I would like to do is I want to read the book. So what I'm going to need to do, because I've reached the time limit on my phone, and it always cuts out like 2 minutes to create the new file, I'm going to stop this, and we're going to pick up and we're going to read the book on both of these cards that have appeared, which the other card is Spirit Guardian of Winter. Retreat, which right here, that nature, really again, coming back home to yourself. All right, so I'm going to stop this video. All right, dear goddess, we have and these are the Sacred Forest Oracles. These are my brand new deck that divinely found me on my birthday at one of my favorite places to go, which celebrates your birthday. You get a $10 store credit. It's Changing Hands Bookstore in Tempe, Arizona. And I knew that there was a deck waiting for me there. I had been open to receiving a new deck. I knew it was time. And I had kind of done some research online, but just nothing had resonated with me. And sure enough, there it was. So I would like to read this to you. Stag Spirit Leadership, card number 39. And you'll note that I don't usually do this, but these oracle cards are so unique and so that sometimes you will come to find that I will be reading them to you. So here we go. And just so you see, a stag, you see him, he's a buck. All right, a buck deer. A majestic stag stands atop a mossy knoll. His nobility and grace are palpable. You can see fog form around his nostrils with his every exhalation. He does not need to announce his might. Simply and utterly, he is powerful without words or proclamation. In many traditions, the elusive and mysterious white stag is considered king of the forest. With his noble antlers and his proud stance, he carries a commanding energy. This card is calling you to claim leadership of your life. Again, Goddess, you are the catalyst. This is exactly what we're talking about here, is that you get to choose. Are you going to choose to go down into the depths of hell, pretty much? Or are you going to choose to ascend through the ranks of heaven, through ascension? And where you focus your attention, that's where your energy goes. So if you're focusing on things that are not working, things that are, chaos and heavy and dense and frustrating and overwhelming in your experience, that's what you're going to amplify. And that is actually you falling victim, right? Falling prey to that wolf in sheep's clothing rabbit, the shadow self that is dragging you down, all right? This now is the time to step out of the shadows and become a beacon for others. Don't allow anyone or anything to dim your light, especially yourself. Especially yourself. We are here as twin flames, as light bringers, as light warriors, as starseeds. We are here to find our power and illuminate the path for others to follow, because we each, and I had to learn this, being that little girl from the moment I could form the sentence that I'm here to save the world. No. I mean, to a certain degree, however, it was learning that I had to save myself and then show others how they too can save themselves, because in truth, you cannot save someone who is not willing to save themselves. Someone who's not willing to do any research and then wants to tell you that you're ignorant while you're like, but I research, wait, huh? And then say, no, I'm just, and just dismiss it. That's on them. They're choosing not to save themselves. You can either put on the life jacket or not. Either way, it's your choice. You may be asked to take a position of authority. Even if you have been in the background in the past, this is your time to step up and shine. Remember that a leader isn't necessarily defined by age, status, or income. A true leader is someone who is commanding, passionate, and motivating. They have a vision and are able to make decisions with clarity and strength. And that is why, again, Goddess, it's coming down to you trusting yourself, trusting your knowing. Because your path is your path. And when you anchor into your power and you are standing in your truth, that is exactly what is illuminating the path for others to do the same for themselves in their lives. That is a true leader. It's not me to say, hey, I'm here to save you. It's you recognizing that you have to save yourself as I'm reaching out a hand, but you've got to be the one to stand up and say, I'm doing this. I choose this. The greatest leaders right here, the greatest leaders are those who know how to serve and act as stepping stones for others to reach their dreams. You empower others simply by being who you are, and who you are is enough. Are you willing to step into the light and be a leader for others? In European folklore, a white stag signifies extraordinary adventures. In others, the stag is a fairy beast that represents a quest for spiritual wisdom. These themes may appear in your life in the near future, or perhaps they already are. Because right now, you are really, really being asked to come home to yourself, whether again it's a twin flame journey or strictly your own self-love empowerment journey where I'm not even interested in a twin flame, just leave me alone, I just want to do me. And that's what this is about, is again, you coming home to you and being in your power, because that is what empowers others to do the same for themselves. As much as we want to save everybody, we can't. You can't reach into someone's mind and reprogram their mind. I mean, well, there's technology that can do that. However, organically, let me choose that. Organically, you cannot do that for someone else. You cannot do the shadow work for someone else. You cannot do the healing work for someone else. They have to do it for themselves, just as you have to do it for yourself. And especially in what's coming up right now is the twin flame connection, right, Goddess? Oh, for my twin flame sisters, we so often want to heal our counterparts. We want to do the work for them, especially when we can see that they are experiencing so much suffering in their own space, but they are doing that on their own. And you only create more suffering for yourself when you continue to attempt to heal them and their suffering, when you're really supposed to be coming home and healing you in your suffering. And as you do so, that does impact and influence your twin flame connection. And for all light bringers, all light warriors, all light workers, as we heal individually, we heal the collective. We heal Mother Earth. We heal humanity. We heal all that is this realm. It must begin within. So lead by example. The spirit of the stag says, you inspire others to greater heights. Step into leadership in your own life. You are a beacon for others. Shine in your own life. Be gentle. Oh my God, I just love these things. Be gentle with yourself and others. However, do not play small. Take action. This is your time to step up. And by that, I'm very much feeling again and hearing that it's time for you to step up for you. For you. You've got to reach a point in your experience where you say, I love me more. Because you got to recognize that someone will drag you down. Hello, energy vampire. No matter how much you love someone, if they are not lifting themselves up ever, and they're constantly pulling energy from you, that is an energy vampire. It does not matter how much you love them, how much you care for them, how much your heart aches for them. That is the gift of an empath. And sometimes some may perceive that to be the curse of the empath, right? Is that we will self-sacrifice so detrimentally to ourselves that guess what? The entire ship goes down because you're so worried about saving them that you're actually not paying attention to the hole that's in the boat itself. Right? And then we have Spirit Guardian of Winter Retreat. How intriguing, especially when we're coming into the summer, which I will say for those, I live in the Phoenix Valley. And for a lot of us in the Phoenix Valley, that is our winter retreat time, meaning that's the time when we may tend to stay indoors more often because it is so scorching outside, especially when monsoon season hits. It's not only hot, it's in high temperatures, but it's high humidity as well. And that makes for a very heavy and dense environment to be in. All right, so card number 38, which, wow, literally the card right before, and kind of makes sense, Deer season is in the winter months. Spirit Guardian of Winter Retreat. Night is coming, and the temperature is dropping as you follow the path through the snow to a small cabin. A golden light flickers through the windows. You stomp the snow off your feet, open the door, and step in. Instantly, you are embraced by the heat of the fire and the tantalizing aroma of the soup nestled on the potbelly stove. A large, overstuffed chair awaits you. You curl up in the chair and warm yourself by the fire. This card indicates that it's time to pull back from people and situations that do not empower or support you. What was I just saying, sister? I was just saying that those who may be draining you, no matter how much you love them, including and especially your twin flame, you've got to call back your energy. You've got to come back into you. Again, right here, soul retrieval. Call back your power. Oh my goodness, the way these cards are so connected. It's just so phenomenal. I love it, love it, love it. I'm so loving this Super Sign Sunday. How about you? I'd love to hear your feedback down below always. Let go of anything or anyone that drains you and protect yourself from less than positive influences. And this includes anything on social media. Even recently, I just unfollowed and left because there's Telegram channels, there's you know, we're on Instagram, and I'm sort of on Facebook. I do not promote my Facebook. It is not my preferred platform. I am Instagram, YouTube, obviously, and Telegram. Those are my three main platforms. I'm also on Twitter, and I'm working on my Pinterest. I'm getting there. But to really start to have power over what comes through your feed and say, nope, no more. The challenging part is TikTok for me, because when we go into post a video, boom, you're all of a sudden bombarded with videos, and it's so easy to get sucked into that. Right? And that's definitely where I'm working on gaining a little bit more strength with myself, right? Wow, I'm just loving this right now. It's time to renew your energy. Incubate your dreams for the future. Make plans for tomorrow, but remember that this is a season of rest and recuperation. We were literally just talking about this in the Goddess Tribe this morning, about right now is the time for rest. It is the time, you know, again, nature, you know, coming back to yourself, moving. And this is why for this dance card, where I mentioned just to be outside and just to move. You don't have to have music. Normally I'm being led to recommend put on your favorite song, but this time, a rare occurrence, I recommend that you just go outside and you just move, just sway. Just move your body to the rhythm of the earth. Right? To the rhythm of nature. All right? Let this planet be your song that you dance to. It's time for you to come back to you. And it's very much time to be allowing yourself to dream of what your future is that you are creating. What is your contribution to this new earth that's rising? What vision do you hold for yourself and for this world? Winter is a time for replenishing your inner resources. Care for your body and your health. Mend and organize objects in your home. Repair whatever needs repaired in your life. Step into sacred silence to discover the answers within. A spurt of springtime energy is coming, but you absolutely must be prepared and must create foundations. Otherwise, it can seem overwhelming and destabilizing, right? And perhaps that is so very much what the collective is right now, is we have spent hundreds of years even in this state of do, and just becoming more and more and more disconnected from ourselves. That now is that time. But that's what we can see outside in the world right now, is this overwhelm, this destabilization that is happening. That's also contributing to the ascension journey. It's an effect from this ascension. That which is no longer resonant, that which does not resonate with 5D Earth, is falling away. And that will also amplify and reveal destabilization in your life, in your environment, in your twin flame connection, within yourself in particular. Spiritually, winter is a season of retreat and renewal. It's the time to be still and take stock of your life and your future. The spirit guardian of winter reminds us to stop the busyness of life and relax. The spirit guardian of winter says, enter the silent, deep place within you. Renew, retreat, repair your body, items, and relationships. Examine your life and make adjustments as needed. Watch your nocturnal dreams. Meditate and look for messages from Spirit. And in this moment, I literally just happened to glance down, and right here, page 111. So there you go, angel number 111. There is a message for us as well. And 111 is very rooted in you being very aware and thus mindful of your thoughts, of what you are speaking. Because right now, and even more so as we continue further and further along this ascension journey, your words will be coming into fruition much quicker. Your thoughts, your outside world is going to be reflecting back to you faster and faster and faster and faster, because it's showing you what you need to let go of in the way of allowing you to see the power that you truly possess. Which means, again, it's time for you to begin to get clear on what you're creating. And the way that you do that is to really literally be grounding yourself in this moment, to recognize, again, the balance you have, or the magic that you have within you. Bring your life back into balance. That's, again, what this card is amplifying for us, is bringing your life into balance. That said, dear goddess, that is Super Sign Sunday for this week. Come join the free Goddess Tribe on Telegram. We would love to have you. It is Goddesses Supporting Goddesses. We are about to start launching goddess parties, and there's going to be Zoom group coaching that will be coming. I mean, obviously those will have, cover charges, energy exchanges, I like to say. That's even better. Like the goddess party made me reflect when I started to put those into planning, was a cover charge from back in the day, right? But yeah, goddess parties and deep dive Zoom group coaching calls that we'll have. Those are all currently about to be rolled out one by one by one by one. So come join the group, because you do get a Goddess Tribe price for being in the tribe versus those who are out and about, out in the realm out there. All right, so because it is about making those connections. It is about coming together, right? So that we all can rise and thrive together. That said, dear sweet sister, come join the Rise and Thrive Goddess Tribe on Telegram, and I will be here. I am there to remind you that the power is in your hands, because it has always been inside you. Namaste.